And welcome back to the Pizza and Hummus podcast.
Woo!
What is going on,
Look
Richie?
how empty this table is compared to the last episode.
I know. We need like 16 more people, and then we'll be good.
We'll be
good to go.
We sacrificed 5 people for one candy jar.
But what a candy jar it is.
I tell ye.
Let me tell you something. You know, I couldn't get sweet tarts out of Rapper Red. That's all I'm saying. I couldn't. I tried to dispense some. He was like, "What are you doing?"
They brought us pizza and hummus, so that was nice.
They actually did. They brought us actual pizza and hummus, because that's always the joke. Oh, if I'm on your podcast, does that mean there's pizza and hummus? Ha ha ha.
I wish.
And we're like, yeah, we wish. Like, we just don't have it in the budget.
I got a $5 hot and ready every time. No, they got Jets. It was great.
It was great. So, Richie, we have a special announcement. We actually have an announcement on this show.
Actual news of something that you should go to that we can advertise for us.
So, me, Richie, and Jarrett, who he couldn't be here today, but that's okay. We all got together, and we are now running a comedy show called Pizza and Hummus Presents. And it's going to be a wide range of shows.
Monthly show.
It's a monthly show. From our previous podcast, we interviewed Dan Wallach, and he was running Eats and Laughs at Eats and Crafts. And he had to... he couldn't run the show anymore because he had I believe it was like a new job or something like that. And he asked us, he's like, "Hey guys, do you guys want to run this show?" So we said, yeah, like we're totally going to do it. And it's at Troy Escape.
Yeah. So it's called Eats and it's called Eats and Crafts and Escape. It's like, they're like two businesses that are attached that are one. So if you Google either one, if you Google Escape in Troy, Michigan, it's going to come up. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be a monthly show. Follow Facebook, Instagram, Pizza and Hummus Presents is the name of it. We'll obviously probably be advertising it on the podcast, social media as well. But the first show we're kicking off is a roast battle, which I thought would be an awesome way to kind of just hype it up. Some of the top comedians in Metro Detroit. It's going to be just like how it is on Comedy Central, where it's 1 versus 1. We're having six battles of the first round, and obviously the winner goes on and they face the winner. It's all random, 3 jokes apiece. Winner of the whole thing gets half of the door. It's $5 at the door to get in, and it is November 16th.
Yes, it is November 16th, which is a Friday.
9 p.m.
Me, Richie, and Jarrett, we're going to be the judges for it, so that'll be a lot of fun. And yeah, in each month, too, it's not going to always be a roast battle. We're going to do different types of comedy shows. This is something that we've always talked about. We're always like, man, if only there was a place where we could do shows that we want to do.
Yeah.
There's even one of the ideas we threw out was actually doing like a live Pizza and Hummus podcast show.
Yeah.
For one of the months. So
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Of doing something like that, and it could be cool of where it's like the one like we do for the podcast. There's roughly one topic, and we have a few stand-up comedians doing about 5 minutes on the topic of the night, and then they end up coming on the panel or whatever, and then we have the live podcast still talking about the same topic.
Yes.
We're just throwing ideas around, but
it's a lot of brainstorming stuff, but we do know for sure that November 16th, which I'm going to just double check that real quick. But it's on a Friday.
It's already booked.
Yep, it's November 16th. That's when Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu come out. So just resist your urge to play that game.
Get your priorities in order.
And just come to the show.
Yeah. It's an awesome room, too, which is why I think we were so excited that he messaged us, is because I don't know if any of you have been to open mic comedy, especially if it's not like it's its own, especially when it's not its own business, like Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle or the Ann Arbor Comedy Showcase is. It can be give or take if there's people just coming in to go to the restaurant or the bar or wherever the show is being held. So this is a secluded room. It's just, at this point, it's just a comedy room. It's within. They've got also like bowling and really good food. It's like a restaurant. It's like 16 things.
Craft beers.
They have like a laser dodging thing. Like, I don't know. They just like pick every made up hobby and they threw it into one business.
Except escape rooms. There's no escape rooms at Troy Escape.
Escape in Troy does not have an escape room, but they have like if the show is the worst thing you've ever seen, you could just leave and there's like 30 other things you could do.
So we're super excited about it. And we want to announce it now. So yeah, November 16th is our first show, but we're gonna be doing a monthly show, and it's gonna be under Pizza and Hummus Presents.
Yeah.
Not Pizza and Hummus Presents. Pizza and Hummus Presents.
Although, jokes are a present.
Jokes
I
are
think,
a
to the
present.
general
It is a gift. We are providing a gift.
Yeah.
So the gift will be $5 a ticket. So
public. Now, to get tickets, you can get them at the door, but with something like this, we're promoting the hell out of it. And so you can start calling 2 weeks ahead of time.
yeah.
So November 2nd, November 3rd, you can start calling. The phone number is on.
It should be on the Facebook.
The
we'll
Facebook
be
page.
putting it on the Pizza and Hummus podcast Facebook as well.
Let me just
as
pull
well
it
as the
up,
social
too.
media stuff. So, and yeah, while you're pulling it up, but yeah, this is something that we've been very excited about, and we got everything all confirmed. We're even bringing in a new stage, and we're just really excited. And before we did today's episode, we just wanted to make a big, super long announcement.
Yeah.
So what is that number?
It is 248-879-8700. So it's 248-879-8700.
We got a flyer made. It's great. So yeah, look out for that. And then let's actually start today's show.
Awesome.
This is the Pizza and Hummus Podcast.
So why would you listen to the Pizza and Hummus podcast?
Am I right, bada bing?
Uh-oh, here we go. Now, here we go. Here we go. Now, here we go.
I laughed way too hard. That's the worst thing ever.
So for today's episode, we have my wife Lauren.
Hey guys.
As a
Hi,
guest
Lauren.
star.
Hi.
Yes.
Hi.
Feels good to be back.
Feels good to
Welcome.
be back. She's been told like, oh, when can I go? When can I go on? When can I go on? I'm like, I don't know. You can go on right now. So
Just pulled her
Yeah.
in. She's like, I got an appointment. This is your appointment now.
this
Too bad.
This is what you need to do. You are the ranch and pizza and ranch.
Every time you say that, I'm just like, I gotta go to Jets.
Yeah.
I know. It's so good.
Well, I gotta go back on keto. So because I already cheated and got off it. On for a
Yeah.
week, off for a week. Before I get back on, Jets Pizza and Ranch.
There you go.
Ruin my
Keto
colon.
sounds like a great idea, but I just
It's so good because I love Cobb salads. Just the fattiest salads. Ugh, so good.
Nice.
because it's all fats, right?
But I'll
yeah.
miss pizza too
But there's no
much.
bread.
Right?
Yeah.
No bread.
No bread.
The cool thing is, I honestly don't care. So here's the thing: is I tell people this, and they try to talk me out of it, or they say the downsides of it, and I need to start with, hey, I know, I spend most of my time when I'm not doing keto talking trash about keto.
Yeah.
Like I just really, I was just like, I don't even know what I'm trying to get out of it. I just felt like doing it.
Yeah.
Like.
Now, do you think it is any way almost like a challenge for you, like to kind of challenge your diet, or is it something?
Well, no,
else?
I've been meaning to do it again because when I did it, I've done it before for a little bit, for like a month. Nothing crazy. It wasn't like my lifestyle, but I did it for a month, and I liked it. I felt great. My digestion was great. My brain clarity. I think those are all things that are heavily advertised with it, and I think those are all true for me at least.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just feel better, and like I don't have like a slump at 3 p.m. Really like lame. I don't buy into diets. I think I was thinking about this the other day. We could talk about this still in the
Yes.
intro. Someone gave me a hard time the other day. I was like, I don't believe in diet hierarchy. I think
Yeah.
if you're vegetarian, no, I'm kidding. But like, think about it. If you look, everyone uses for their diet. If they're pushing a diet, they say, well, this is how people used to eat. That's their big point. They go for the caveman diet, keto. This is what they ate. Carbs they didn't have bread back then.
They also only lived to be like 30.
Right.
Yeah.
People do it for vegetarian. Well, this is how it's supposed to eat eating meat, or this is the future. Vegan, we get past eating animals. And then they'll use, like I said, an example of previous people. And all of them are correct. Think about it.
Yeah.
Every like group, tribe, whatever, of people back then had like what was available to them. Hey,
Yeah.
we don't have any animals near us or any animals that we can kill, so we're going to eat mainly plants. Great, you got to live. Hey, we don't have any carbs near us, or we live here, we have only olives, so we're doing the Mediterranean diet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or like with the almost like the keto diet, like, hey, like we have a hard time growing crops, but we have a lot of cattle, or
Right.
we have, a lot of livestock.
Yeah, the caveman diet. Oh, it's what the caveman ate. Yeah, those cavemen.
Yeah.
So I feel like diet hierarchy is silly. I don't think anyone knows enough about diet, or I mean, in the general, I don't know. I just think it's so silly to think you figured it out with like the diet I'm doing is right. Sure, that sounds fine.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
I mean, I definitely think that, kind of like you're saying, there is no one answer solves everyone's problems.
Yeah.
I think it's just you got to figure out what kind of works for you.
Yeah.
And I think there are some foods that we say like, okay, you can't eat these all the time. You can't have cake all the time.
Yeah.
Cake's good. Can't have it all the time.
Right.
And they always say too, like if you overeat certain foods, some of those foods can be bad for you, toxic for you.
Yeah.
Even, you know what I mean? So I think that's what it is. But yeah, I think people are so set up on like, well, I'm almost like we talked about before with teams. Like, well, I'm on team keto.
I'm on team keto. And
So everyone else are dumb because this thing is working for me. Or like vegetarian, like I don't eat meat, so therefore no one should eat meat. It's like, well, there was some study I saw, so I don't have a reference to it, but it was along the ideas of like certain people based on their genetics, as we talked before, some people lived here. Like these people, like they need their genetics is like they need to eat meat almost because all their genetics, like that's how they grew up, that's how their stomachs are processed, all that stuff. Then there's other people that they can get away with not really eating meat and feel fine.
Or even they feel worse when they eat meat.
Yeah.
And maybe you can even add in there's the moral side of it.
Yeah.
Of I guess you could even say a less karmic debt in the food you eat. Those are all very real reasons to do that. Do it.
Yeah.
Please. I mean, people on keto are the most annoying people I've ever met in my life, and that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
People on keto talk about it like they invented stairs.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. We figured it out. We unlocked the genes. If you go on Instagram and you type in like keto fitness, some people's like descriptions that I've seen, someone said like biohacking king, which what he's referring to is I figured out the diet keto that hacks your biology to make you better.
Yeah.
Hey, you didn't.
Yeah.
You're eating fat, which is great. And then
Yeah.
there's I just
Well, and now I could be wrong too, but isn't keto like you're not supposed to be like in a state of ketosis forever? Like it's only for a limited time, right? Or no?
I think there's actually the longer you're on it, there's more benefits.
But isn't it like the longer you're on it, like if you try to get off, you're in trouble?
I think. I don't know if that's
something?
speculative or if there's reaching, but that's what I feel. I feel like there could be a risk of your body then the way it produces insulin could not do well at all once you do introduce carbs or sugars in. And that's probably a very long time. You do it years and years and years.
Here's what I love about keto. I'll say this. The thing I love about keto is keto does work for maybe many people. But what's nice, it's the part I like about it is because there's always this idea of like, well, meat is not good for you. You should, vegetarians, that's the healthier way of doing it. But now we have people saying, well, no, if you actually cut out the breads and the sugars and you eat the meat, that's really good for you. So I think kind of going back to what we said before, I think there is no one solution diet, but it's kind of nice to know like, oh, like it's actually normal for us. Like we have canine teeth. We have teeth used to eat meat. But also there's a lot of benefits and vitamins that we need from our fruits and vegetables. So that's I kind of like that we are true omnivores and that either way could be good for us versus like, no, like we're only actually supposed to be eating meat or we're only supposed to be eating greens.
Yeah. I think where it comes in is just literally beyond nutrition in general is it's just you're making people on both sides who are all meat and people who are all veg are making this hierarchical of I'm better than you, you're better than me. Hey, you guys are arguing about food.
Yeah.
Like I can't believe
what a luxury.
What a luxury as opposed to not having enough. Like if you want to do it, do it. I think if I could give universal advice, here's what I would say. Whatever you choose, A, be consistent, and B, don't have both high fats and high carbs. I think if you do that, do whatever you want. As long as you're fairly consistent and you don't do both high fats and high carbs and hit your micronutrients, boom, vitamins, minerals, then whatever you choose. I don't care if you eat, I don't know.
And Richie almost has his master's. He's got one class left in public health, so he does know a little bit about
I'm just
this.
writing a
Not
long
crazy
paper.
about it, but you know enough to where like if I said it, what videographer, just whatever articles I found, but you're actually studying, a good chunk of it, so you kind of know.
What you need to know is I'm better than you.
Much better. Oh yeah, I hope that we made that part clear.
Yeah, I hope you know that by this is very Alan Watts, by saying you people are all fighting about foods and diets makes you bad. I have then put myself above all of you.
There you go.
Alan Watts.
You have
we
mastered
can't escape one-upping each other.
The ultimate ketosis is being better than everyone else.
On ketosis. The ultimate ketosis. You know how many better than you ketones I'm burning right now?
So much.
That was a
a long intro.
Dang.
That was a long.
Damn.
So we're gonna play the intro before this.
Yeah.
Could you imagine after this whole thing we're like, here we go. It's like, damn, 30
you guys
minutes
should
in.
do that one. And they're like, where's the...
So
Where's
Lauren
the salt?
Lauren loves bread. So we'll.
I really do. It's
Yes.
bad.
Yes.
Like when you were like, don't go a high fat, I'm like, oh no. Oh God.
That's like the only way you'll like.
Yeah.
Not the only
well,
way.
it's
but,
like it's so I know like fully aware that bread's bad.
it doesn't have to be bad.
My dad's been telling me this. He reads all the books.
Her dad was
He's so
OG.
into it.
He was like the OG of that.
He's never done like keto though, but he's always like
He just
the
knows.
wheat bellies and like
I
all
don't
those
think-
books
I
of
think
like
that's very individual
bread.
too. You can eat bread, but also at the same time don't
yeah.
put peanut butter on it because then it's just a donut.
That's always
favorite.
there's always
the
something.
peanut butter.
But bread and not so much sugar. I would say I would eat bread over sugar any day, but bread just makes you feel good.
But doesn't bread have sugars in it? Isn't that the whole problem?
it
with
does, but I'm saying I
As
guess
far
I'm
as like
versing
versus
like candy or something.
versus,
Yeah.
I'm the same way.
Cake or
a
whatever.
big like a
Artisan bread.
kill me.
Oh my gosh, crusty.
So
yeah.
good. I do that
nice
over candy.
ciabatta bread.
It's a little warm. Yeah. Richie's already done with keto. He's like,
I'm like, well, no, seriously,
some
I
bread.
ate one cashew and I was like, I'm keto. So
It worked out. And I think too, yeah, like if you feel good,
do what makes you feel good. If you feel like garbage, here's the problem. No one cares about diet as much as I do or nutrition. If you feel like garbage, change what you're doing.
yeah.
If you don't. I don't know.
I love it.
Just don't. But yeah,
and I feel like we know deep down when we feel like garbage. Like if you eat, I remember, I used to eat fast food all the time, and when I would eat fast food, I always felt like I was like dying sick, and then I didn't do anything until like I got really, really sick. Which they didn't say it was from fast food, but I noticed that once I stopped eating the fast food, I stopped.
But that day he ate McDonald's and Arby's.
Yeah,
together. Like you shuffled them like a deck of cards and made one sandwich.
They said, "What did you eat?" I said McDonald's. Like, what did you eat before that? I said Arby's, and they were like,
Like
"What?"
that was his diet
I feel like
plan.
the fact that when you said that, your brain was like, "Oh my god, I forgot," and it was like, "Shut it down."
Everything
And you just
was-
like went to sleep.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like I try to watch certain foods and certain things that I eat, and I feel like that's all you can really do.
It's hard to stick with diets too. It's you
And
get in a thing, you're like, oh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
meal prep and I'm gonna you know, and you got to tell people
Yeah.
because there's no point. You got to be like,
And I think the
look
other,
at me.
I think the other
Right.
thing
No
too
one
is
cares. No one
is-
cares.
I think the other thing too is how our food is coming to us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you think of how processed some of these foods are, genetically modified foods. I don't know if they're good or bad, but it's just we've gotten a place where we have so much abundance of food, but we don't question like the quality or where it comes from or what are kind of the things that might be in it that might affect us. So I feel like that's a big thing too, because you're thinking, oh, the cavemen did this. Like, yeah, but the cavemen spent like a week hunting, so they
Yeah.
were running around, exercising, getting more fit than all of us.
It's hardly
then they
an
finally,
argument.
yeah. Then they finally killed the buffalo, and then they're eating that fresh meat right on the spot because they had no refrigeration. Mm-hmm. So it's like, yeah.
They also had a different part of their stomach so they could eat raw meat.
Yes.
That we don't have anymore.
Exactly. Like they also adapted to where they don't have to, put it in the oven and set it to 350 and cook it for 6 hours. Like they could just
A
eat
very
it.
patient caveman.
Yeah.
They could just do it because that's how they did it to survive. If we actually had a legit caveman diet, we probably would have passed out mid-hunt.
We would have.
Or if we would have got the animal, we would have, been poisoned or whatever. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's a mix. But like I said, I'm just glad that there is no like, oh, you can't eat meat, or oh, you can only eat meat, because there's two polar opposites. And apparently the people that are willing to stay on that team and die for it, it's because they feel good eating
Yeah.
it. They feel better. So hopefully that's telling us like, oh, so you actually can.
Yeah.
You
You
know,
could
each-
do whatever you want. Although, above all, I got a couple things. So, one, I will admit, I do have a hierarchy in my own head of where I'm better than you when I'm at the grocery store and I'll look at other people's carts. And it's all packaged things.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you shouldn't, but like when you see it and you're like, ooh, that's like all you got. Like it's not like they're like, well, we got the produce and we got the meat. I got some rice. I got things like that. And then for me, at the end of the week, had a rough week. I want to eat a little Debbie.
Yeah.
So I buy a box of Little Debbies in the.
It's just
whatever.
all Little
It's
Debbies,
just
man.
all Little Debbies. You got the Mountain Dews hanging on the side of the car. You know how they do that where they hang it?
I hate that.
And then just toilet paper because they need more than anyone.
Yes. It's going through them real
Richie
bad.
just buries all his Little Debbies underneath his.
Yes.
I hide it under my
Lettuce.
Greek yogurts.
Yes.
Meanwhile, if you're not
Granola.
eating Greek yogurt, boy howdy, I've never been so regular.
Oh, that's
Really?
good to know.
Digestion.
Not the Yoplait stuff, right?
Greek
No,
yogurt
just
is
get
kind of an awkward texture. I
Greek
think I had the
yogurt.
wrong flavor.
Yeah.
I had plain.
The wrong you got no flavor. You didn't get the wrong
It was
flavor.
nothing. It tasted weird.
Digestion has never been better.
Wow.
Greek yogurt, 1 in the morning.
The more you know.
If I could,
Because you were taking some
1
probiotics.
in the morning.
Because that's what I take like daily probiotics.
I stopped doing probiotics. Just a Greek yogurt. In the
just a
morning.
Greek yogurt.
Yeah.
Oh, I might
good
actually
stuff.
look
A
into
shot
that.
of Greek yogurt.
Just a
in the morning.
shot. I will say this though, what I do recommend beyond all of a doubt, because you said it's hard to stick to something.
Yeah.
There's a couple issues with diets in general. One of them is the judgment. I think that's exhausting and stressful. No one should be judging or getting judged back and forth. Not a happy place to live in, right?
Yeah.
Second thing is if you get to a certain level, there's stress on your own self that you play to whether you followed your diet to a T, you're obsessive. What if you didn't follow diet? Then you're hard on yourself, more stress, cortisol, everything. Not good. Or if you're dieting really, really hard, that's just not healthy either in one way. And maybe you think lower of yourself because then you get a body dysmorphia where you think you look. That's on the whole, whatever. So the key is, I think if I would recommend anything, I would say consistency and flexible diet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so you can eat whatever you want as long as you're getting like your fiber in and your micronutrients in. And then after that, if you have, let's say, I know you have to count calories, get over it. If you, at the end of the day, you have 300 calories left and you have, some fats available and whatever, have ice cream. Look, you're still dieting. You're going to lose weight tomorrow and you had ice cream today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After you ate like a normal, healthy diet. I think that's the best. So you have a positive relationship with food. That's my public service announcement today. Let's stop talking about food. I'm getting too into it.
Yeah. We can get too hungry.
Mm-hmm.
So
Now I want bread.
See? So I come here. Now, everyone should know on the podcast that I have not been on time in like 4 months.
4 years.
I don't know. No, it's a stereotype that was created for good reason.
Yeah.
But I wasn't always like this. Don't forget. At one point I was on time. I don't know what happened. And then today, I got here to Vince's house before Vince was here,
Yep.
which means nothing. But
It's true.
Because we still started on time.
we still started on
roughly,
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I get here, I go to the bathroom, I come out, Vince then shows up. Is he like, oh, I was just getting gas? Nope. He has 2 ducks in his hand. Were they alive? No. Dead. Murdered. Shot. In broad daylight. They were like on their way to turn in their taxes or something. And then Vince is like, not today. And shot him. The revolver.
No, it was a shotgun.
It's got a good spread.
Yeah. Nice spread.
See, I know you told me, but I totally forgot. You just walk in, no warning. You're in all your garb.
Yes.
And you're like, supper?
Yes.
What?
Yes. So So last week was opening day weekend, and I went with my brother, my cousin, and my cousin's friend. Had a great time. So then we're like, let's do it again this time. And I was like, I'm gonna get home. I just, gotta skin the ducks, get the meat, get everything all put in the freezer before Richie gets here. I'm thinking like Richie's gonna be late. It's fine.
Right.
And then Richie gets here, and he's just like, what? Now it's interesting though, because Lauren can tell you, like, even when we started dating, I never really went hunting.
Mm-hmm.
You hated it.
Well, I hated it, yeah, because so I would go with my dad, and I'd go with my dad and my uncle and my brother and my cousin, right? We'd all fit in a boat, 500-pound limit. You could probably do the math. All 5 of us don't weigh 100 pounds each. That plus all the decoys, plus a 100-pound Labrador that's running around. The boat always felt like it was sinking.
What was this boat? It's just like
It was
a door
it's
from
just
Titanic?
It basically.
Essentially, it's a door that like you wouldn't think that you could fit both Leo and whatever her name is on there. Rose. So like I used to get really paranoid because we'd have to take the boat to go out to where the ducks are, and the water's ice cold because it's October right now and we're in Michigan. And I was like, wow, that's terrifying. So I used to hate it. So I was like, I'll only hunt if there's like on land. Well,
Right.
It's hard to like hunt ducks on land because they like to be in water.
Ducks.
Ducks.
You know how they
exactly.
are.
You know how they do that thing.
Living their best duck life.
And so, but this year I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make time to go hunting because hunting is available in the morning. So it's like, hey, do you want to be cold and tired or cold and tired?
Right.
And I'm like, oh boy, my 2 favorite things.
You're choosing between the same thing.
So last week we went and they were like, it's opening day. So we're going to get there at 3:00 in the morning. I'm like,
This is
why don't we
Black
just
Friday for
yeah?
ducks?
I'm like, what's going on? I like that. I'm like, what is going on?
And he's willingly choosing to do this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well,
So
now
you
my
kinda
brother
can't
and them,
complain.
my brother and them, they love this. Like, oh, we're gonna get up super. We're gonna get up at 2 a.m. and go. And I'm like, well, why don't we just spend the night there? They're like, no, you gotta wake up tired or whatever.
We're going to be all tired. Ours are going to be bloodshot. It's going to be great.
Yes, nothing is better with shotguns than being super tired.
Oh my god.
So I went to bed at 9 p.m., which I haven't done since sixth grade. and we did it, and it was fine. And then this time, they're like, okay, we're going to get up now at 3, and we're going on land. And I was like, well, if we're going on land, I'll just meet you there at like 7. so I did that today. But yeah, I just wanted to make time for it, and now I like it again. It's a lot of fun. And I noticed that when you only bring 2 people on a boat, the boat doesn't sink.
It's going 20 miles an hour faster.
It's going 20 miles an hour. There's a lot of room. There's no parents screaming at children. It's really great. I was like, wow.
You got to try it. Not overloading a boat. It's one of my favorite hobbies now. Is putting the appropriate amount of people on a boat.
And one time, seriously, like we're all like, sitting on the boat, and we just see the water going down, and we had to go hop across the other half of the boat because it was sinking. But I was like, oh, it won't sink. And he's gunning it, and we're like, oh.
He's in his head, he's like, we got to get on land. We're going to sink.
Yeah. So this time it was just, me and my brother were in a boat, and then my cousin and his friend, they went in another boat. And yeah, and it was like, I was like, oh, I'm like, so this is what it's like to not be afraid to drown. This is great. Okay, I'll hunt if I'm not afraid to drown.
You're like slowly coming into your own as far as like just being a man of the earth and dirt.
Yeah.
It's one step there, which is not what I can say.
And you and I, we always talk about like meditation and stuff like that. And it really does. The one thing I've been really like getting into it, because when I was a kid, it was always like, well, if I don't get anything, then I wasted my time.
Right.
And like that's how I would talk. Well, now like when you go hunting, you do realize like it is the cliche. Like it's not like about like the actual kill itself. You go out there and you're seeing like the sunrise, and you're just out and you hear nature waking up, and it just puts you in a state of just kind of peace.
Yeah.
And then a duck comes in, you're like, get it, and you blast
Kill
it away.
the thing that isn't me. You came to find Moby Dick, and you found yourself.
But then then you get it, and then you eat the meat, and you're like, wow, this tastes better than a chicken nugget. I love it. I'm gonna do it forever. So it works out.
Duck nuggets. Oof. Why does that sound gross?
Because it probably is.
Because it probably. You're right.
Well, those chicken nuggets, man, it's like 100 chickens grinded into paste, and it's like pink for some reason, and then they just shape it into like a dinosaur, and then you go, oh, it's dinosaur-shaped nuggets.
When you were talking about like being super tired, having a shotgun hand, great combo, that reminded me of a few months ago. I think early in the summer, I went to that place Detroit Axe
Yeah.
Did you guys hear that? It's basically, for those of you who don't know, it's the new thing. It's replacing bowling, maybe.
And foaling.
And foaling. It's replacing, it's the new fun hobby to do on a Friday night, is where you're just literally throwing an axe
Oh yeah,
at a board.
That terrifies me.
And you go, Richie, well, what if you don't like to do that? You're just going for friends. It's okay. There's a full bar right next to it. There are two things in Detroit. Axe is a full bar and axe throwing. And you go, wow, what kind of security do they have for this place? Jessica, every lane, if you want to call it that, gets a Jessica. And she says, and she goes, hey, I got hired here last week. Here's how we're going to control things. You got to do it in the form I tell you. And if you start, and if I see that you're getting a little drunk, or you feel it, we're gonna take your axe away. And you go, that makes sense. But who has the axe
True.
when you go to take the axe away? Drunk Steve
versus
Jessica.
who was working at Dave & Buster's last week, thought it'd be the same thing. Wrong. Now you gotta fight crime.
Just turned 16.
Why doesn't Spider-Man work there?
Yes.
True.
We need the Incredible Hulk.
Now, granted, nothing bad happened. It was a great night. I think everyone should go.
Yeah.
I just can't believe the cops haven't been called yet.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Well, the fact
good
that
thing there isn't a
people
bar
go
for
to
duck
that.
hunting,
Right.
Because you don't want to drink and hunt. That's for sure. What were you saying?
People go there to do, like, you pay. How much did you pay to throw an axe at
It was
thing?
overpriced. I
Yeah.
just remember. I mean, I don't remember because it was a group price, and then we just Venmo'd the same
Now,
person.
can you bring your own axe? Like,
I didn't
in a
ask.
nice
Like, you can bring your
bag
own
in a
ball.
case. Yeah,
and
like bowling.
these
your
are my
own
axe throwing
shoes.
shoes.
Oh, no.
Axe gloves. You know.
Just a bunch of firemen are there.
I was thinking axe murderers, but yeah, firemen.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. Let me wipe this off. He's getting blood off his axe.
Yeah.
He's like sharpening it with one of those. You can't see my leg, but one of those things where you step and it turns.
I know
and
exactly
sharpen it.
what you mean.
Yep.
See, I would like if they were like tomahawks though, like a little bit shorter with the feather on. You can throw it, gets a real good
With the
distance. Well, it's got to have the little feather on
Right.
it, you know.
It's made.
It's tomahawk.
It's tomahawk. You make it out of rocks that you sharpened.
Yep.
Easy.
On that thing.
Yeah. There's one guy with
Put
just
some
like a
war paint on it.
switchblade.
So is that what all the scary murders on Halloween do in between Halloween time? So there's
They're
Halloween.
practicing.
That's their
That's their target
peak.
practice.
Right.
But then, November. Does anyone care?
They got to go back to
They
Detroit
gotta go
Axe.
practice.
Right. Yeah. They go practice. It's like one step away from the purge. It's like practicing for nothing, and all you have to do is be like, okay, now, you know how you practice. You go in the batting cage. You go to the batting cage because you want to practice for baseball.
Yeah.
Yep.
Detroit Axe.
Rocky.
Practice makes perfect.
Running up the
murder.
stairs.
Right.
Can we make this wood shaped like a head, please? Just kind of need to visualize.
I'm gonna visualize my target. His name is Gary. He's my accountant, and he gypped me out of a lot of money.
So he's getting axed.
He's getting axed. Can I ask you a question? And then he kills them. I don't know why I'm not writing movies.
You have the talent. You have the talent.
Your house is very festive, by the way. I'll say it on the podcast.
Thanks.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Very
We want it on the
warm.
record.
There's candles lit.
Yeah.
Everything's orange.
We have
That's it.
That's
I
it.
know. I wish.
That's it.
That's it.
Lauren has exposed me to a lot of shows that I never thought existed, like Kirkland's.
What?
So Kirkland's,
It's just a story.
right? Is
about
that how you say
Oh
it?
yeah.
Kirkland's?
Yeah.
It's just
Costco
a
brand things?
it's just a crafty
No.
paradise
It's
for
not
life.
that. That's what I thought.
Welcome
yeah.
to Kirkland's.
It's like farmhouse chic, seasonal.
It would make Chip and Joanna
decorations
Gaines proud.
Is
that are very overpriced.
this a show? Is this a business?
No, it's a
It's a
business.
store.
It's a store.
Because
Oh,
you said
okay.
show, I think. It sounded
Did
like
I
you
say
said
show? I meant to say it was a business.
Okay.
And so we've seen a lot of candles and different holiday things.
So that's where the money's going.
That's where the money.
We're
yeah,
saying
it's all going
bye-bye to
fall time.
Michaels
Yes.
and Joanne Fabs.
Yeah.
And don't worry though, you still get the scent of Michaels and Joanne Fabrics.
Right.
That extra
It's true.
like way too much cinnamon
Yeah.
type of smell. Yeah, you get that there.
It's like Fireball, but
Do you
as an
think?
air freshener.
Do you think the people who work at like Joanne Fabrics and Michaels can smell anything
no.
anymore? They're just like so bombarded at all times with just like every herb and crushed up pine cone ever.
I think they could give like Yankee Candle a run for their money.
Yeah.
That's how I think how strong their scents
But
are.
Yankee Candle doesn't smell like that.
Yeah, they're usually pretty good. I bet there's some sort of
And
system
they got a
in
lot
there.
of smells.
Mm-hmm.
More smells than Michael's.
I feel like every.
Something's going on.
Well, I got hired to work in a bathroom after I worked at General Fabrics because the only one who couldn't smell anything. So
Yeah. Nice
who
Bath and
says it
Body
didn't pay
Works.
Do guys have fall traditions?
like
I know,
give
like,
the, give
girls
the,
do.
Just give the girl alternative.
Yeah, so like girls, it's always like you gotta have a good costume.
Okay.
Post on Instagram.
Right.
You gotta get those Insta followers to see what
Yep.
you're doing.
Right.
You gotta have a pumpkin spice latte like once.
Right.
Yeah.
You gotta go on some kind of spooky adventure, spooky hayride.
What's a spooky adventure?
Spooky,
Solve a mystery.
Spooky.
Spooky hayride, spooky corn maze.
Open up a cold case file and solve it.
Her name was Tina. It was 1976.
She walked in. She looked askew.
the fan, like the top of the fan. Black and white. What else? Candles. You gotta go to Bath and Body Works
Buy
and get
every
the,
candle.
the
Yeah.
3-wick, 7 for whatever candles.
You already did. I saw
I
that.
already did. Yeah, it's done.
Mm-hmm.
I always have to carve a pumpkin, or I like didn't.
I just
have
imagine you
Halloween.
just the way you worded that of you doing that alone.
It's
like
happened.
it's like it's your own vendetta. Like I just gotta carve a pumpkin.
It's happened. He doesn't really like to do it.
You're just in bed whittling a pumpkin.
I'm like, I just gotta get it done, or like it isn't Halloween yet, and like you have to watch like Halloween Town or like Hocus
Right.
Pocus. You like
Hocus
have to
Pocus. Back to
Nightmare Before Christmas.
do it. Yeah, like your classic.
Back to Lauren carving a pumpkin alone. I just like to picture you guys in bed sitting up, very 1970s.
I'm reading the paper.
Right, that's what I said. You're reading the paper, and you're like, "Well, I think I'm gonna turn in." You going to bed, and you're like, "After this pumpkin," and you're
It's just all over the blankets.
you're just making the big. You're like getting the slop, and you're like putting it just to the side of the
ew.
bed. Right after this pumpkin, honey, there's like 300 pumpkins to the side of the bed that you've already carved.
So Richie,
Yeah,
Laura and I had this debate the other day. Mm-hmm. When you were a kid,
right.
did you paint the pumpkin or did you carve the pumpkin?
You carve the pumpkin.
Thank you.
Do you paint pumpkins?
Who paints pumpkins?
As a-
You can't see them at night.
As a child, that shouldn't be holding sharp objects, and clearly can't have the attention span to. There's a lot to carve a pumpkin. You gotta
It's like sweaty.
cut the whole thing open. You gotta
Yeah.
dig out all its insides.
They give you the
Nasty.
worst knife ever. Can you call it a
It
knife?
bends.
Can
It's
you-
like yeah.
And you do that like you put it in and then it gets stuck and you're trying to pull it out, but like if you pull it out too much, it ruins it. You're
Yep.
like, no.
But why did
I
we
was
never
going for
just
a
use a
circle.
steak knife? I had never like as an adult. I'm like,
You're gonna break my nice steak knife.
But at
handle?
least you could
My
do it
mom would
quicker.
die before that happens.
there's a lot.
Do you want to carve it on the fine china as well?
I just remember going to like some houses on Halloween, no lights, nothing, and then 2 pumpkins painted like a clown.
Yeah.
Like this house doesn't even know what holiday it is. Is that you?
It's not impressive outside at all.
Keep in mind, her mom was the same one who would give out chips instead of candy
Right.
for Halloween. So
still-
chips
she's
and the
still doing
painted
that.
pumpkins. Like who do you?
You're just praying you get nacho cheese Doritos.
I mean, we painted pumpkins, but then once we got older, we carved them. It wasn't
Yeah.
like forever.
like on your 18th
I-
birthday.
Yeah.
It's not even
you turn into a
October.
witch. And you get to carve a
So
pumpkin.
here's my argument to why you should carve pumpkins. Because when you're a little kid like that and you see like the little candle wherever the light goes in,
Yeah.
and you see it as a face, you're just like, oh, magic is real. I told you guys. But no, we didn't like as kids. We didn't like take a knife and start chipping away. We would scoop and gut out the pumpkin. So you get like a spoon
Yeah.
and do all that.
You get to get your hands, feel that weird stuff. 'cause
Yeah,
you're 6.
I hate when it dries. It dries.
How
on
do you
your
let it
hairs.
dry?
It's
I know.
too long. If it gets like too deep, and
Oh
you're,
yeah, and then
you're like
you have to wax your forearms.
oh, it's the worst. It's the worst. And then we would like draw with like a Sharpie or permanent marker like what we wanted on it, and then my dad would carve accordingly. My dad though, he was a trooper. He carved a Charmander from Pokemon. Now, if you can think about Charmander, his tail, that flame thing, all the angles and stuff. Yeah, he was swearing up a storm just doing that, but he pulled it off.
Yeah, this is a I just imagine he's like got.
we're
It's not
sitting
even
there
like
like-
a stencil. It's just like the TV's on pause, and he's just like,
Yeah.
okay, he hasn't evolved yet. Okay,
And we're just sitting like, I guess maybe a Pikachu would have been better. I don't know.
like a ditto, just like a blob.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, it's got eyes. I don't know.
Do you guys remember like your favorite pumpkins that you carved?
No.
I don't
Yeah.
either. I was really hoping I would.
I actually kind of
Nothing.
do.
Okay.
What?
Well,
Yeah.
carved or painted?
Carved.
All
I
right.
only painted them when I was little. I mean, it was. But I agree. I think back to that. I think kids should have the experience of gutting the whatever it's called and
Yeah, getting out the pumpkin
Anything
seeds.
to get dirty.
yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
That's like, and then you pick all the seeds out. That's what you make them do.
Yeah, that's what you do. Yeah.
Their little tiny hands
That's
can get in
the
there.
worst
Yes.
part. Yeah.
They can sew shoes with those hands. They can.
They can gut pumpkins.
They can gut the pumpkins.
But I carved a pumpkin. I think this was maybe junior high or high school, and that was the year when the potato peeler was like, you can use that now to carve a pumpkin. No
It
one like
just
thought
came
about
out.
it. No one did it before. It was like the hot thing.
You're gonna be telling your grandkids about that, and they're gonna think you invented the potato peeler.
Yeah.
The way you just worded that. Like, wow, we're royalty. Nope.
Nope. But I made it was like a basic pumpkin, like 2 eyes and a like big mouth. But I used a potato peeler to like shave out the teeth. Mm-hmm. So it kind of had this really cool like dimensional thing. So the
Yeah,
eyes
it's
were all cut
fancy.
out. Yeah, and I actually so the mouth was huge. I wish I had like a piece of paper. And I took a little tiny pumpkin and I carved that into like a screaming face. Mm-hmm. And that one in the mouth of it.
So it looked like he was eating.
So
a
it kind of
smaller
looked like he was
pumpkin.
eating it.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And it was
Now,
really
how old
cool.
were you on this one?
That was like junior high school.
I thought it was even.
I wish I could do it again, but it's already been done. It's like,
Yeah.
come on.
Well,
People are
'cause
expecting
You see all
more.
those different layers and stuff. I did Rick and Morty last year. I did Mr. Meeseek's
Mr.
face.
I did see that. Yep.
Yeah,
That was impressive.
I had a fun time doing that.
Do you carve pumpkins, Richie? What? You're awfully quiet about this.
I didn't want to bring it up.
Yes.
It's not something I.
The pumpkin
I
carving
do.
incident of 94.
I'm not allowed to be within 100 feet of a pumpkin. So, yeah. No, I don't. I can't remember the last time I carved a pumpkin. I'm not boycotting it. You're not gonna see me outside of like a cider mill with a sign.
Leave pumpkins
That-
alone.
You wouldn't carve out your children,
Yeah,
would you?
something like "Don't carve me."
Yeah.
Eat me, don't carve me.
Yeah. Put me in a pie.
So that's not a tradition guys really care about then.
No.
No, I can't.
Not unless you
imagine
have a
anything-
girlfriend, a wife, or children. Like
Okay.
you have to have someone else to justify. Like, well, I'm gonna carve a pumpkin
Well, I figured guys would maybe like it because it's a knife. Is that bad?
because it's a
Mr.
knife.
But
Like,
we
you
know.
Guys like knives.
You're cutting up something.
But we
it's a
know
little
the pumpkin
dangerous.
didn't feel any pain. So what's
Oh,
the
there's
point?
no
True.
You
point.
know,
Yeah.
This is true.
I need to end something.
Yeah.
Now, if the pumpkin was still plugged into the pumpkin tree, yeah,
Yes.
I'd stab it because I
You
know
gotta
it
stab
hurt
it.
that.
If I found out that it had a family, you know I would.
Right. I'm not gonna
Come
stab
on.
a chicken nugget, but I'll stab a chicken.
Oh my god.
Now this is recorded,
Yes.
so anyone
wanna
who wants to hire
can
me in the
quote me on
future,
this.
just know
Just know we do well with animals and pumpkins.
I do small children's parties, funerals. Doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah. we don't carve pumpkins. I will tell you this though, when I was in college, we had this there was this big bridge. And so to go to class, or you go across this big bridge, and under it there was like all this wood stuff, and then there was a creek. So we would take pumpkins that other people carved and just throw them off of the bridge. And the
I would've been
sound,
so mad.
the sound that it makes when it smacks into the water, it's crisp. It's amazing.
This is what. Was there nothing? Was there no arcades?
He
or
did that
anything?
one time. He
It
did
was.
that
I did
once.
it one time. It was me and my friend Perkins, and it was post Halloween. So
Right.
they got their Halloween out of it.
Right, it's
They probably-
biodegradable.
It's biodegradable.
Right, what's
it's
wrong?
good for the environment.
Right.
In a way, we were helping.
Yeah, they would be proud. If
would
it
be-
was Earth Day.
They'd be proud.
Throw pumpkins
Give them back
at
to the
cars driving.
So we'll destroy pumpkins. I remember when I was a kid, we carved these pumpkins, and some kids destroyed the pumpkin. My mom was so upset.
Yeah.
And I was like, why would anyone do that to
And then
another
you do
pumpkin?
it.
And then I did it.
Yeah,
And
I did that
"Oh."
once, not off a building or like a sky, whatever, the bridge.
Yeah.
I did it just like in the street. It was great.
Yeah, it's a great feeling.
Feels good.
Because plus too, like at that point they're all like a little rotted, so like they break a little easier. Because if they don't break the first time, you're like, oh, I guess I'm not a real man.
Right.
Didn't really work. But when it goes, you're like, oh,
That's nice. See, girls don't think about doing that.
But it's the candles.
That's
It's
the
all about the
difference.
presentation,
Yeah.
warmth.
It's true. Where we got the first half, and then
yeah. we
Guys can
see
pick
we
it
take
up
care
later.
of
Just
it.
pick it up later and then throw it.
and then
Pick
throw it
up
somewhere.
and then
Men
throw it.
usually take out the garbage.
Yeah, there
you
you
don't
go.
know where the garbage is going. Maybe it's going off a cliff. You don't know.
Would you imagine if that was like the best kept secret of like, can I take the trash? No! He's like, wow, you got a little defensive there for a minute. He's like, it's just this thing I like to do. It's just like throwing off a building. You're like
me time.
driving, you wait for a car to come the opposite way and just throw a whole hefty bag filled with assorted trash. It's just my favorite thing. It's all I have left.
I feel okay. So Richie can probably fill in better on me for this, but I feel like for guys for fall, it's we wear flannel. Some of us go hunting, and that's it.
I feel like it's literally just, I'm going to grow my
Maybe
beard
a wool hat.
and
Yeah,
buy
beards.
boots.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
They
that's it.
switched to boots.
They switched to boots.
That's a thing.
Yes.
and wear more flannel.
That is a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Boot season.
There's
Why?
also
Why is that though? Because our tennis shoes.
No,
Do guys? Is it a fashion
it's
thing?
100% fashion. And if
Okay.
anyone says it's not fashion,
Liars.
then they actually use boots for boot things.
Okay.
yes.
Other than that, be like, well, I just need to look good. No, it's in fashion.
Yes.
You're following fashion.
Yes.
You-
Because
you big burly man, you.
Because the only time you would wear boots really would be in the wintertime when it's
you
snow
need
and
them.
you don't want to truck through snow,
Yeah.
you know, and all that stuff. But yeah, if you're wearing boots now where it's like, oh, I don't want them dirty leaves on my shoes. Like, I
Right.
need some boots. Nope, it's boots.
'Cause, yeah,
Boots,
guys-
beards, and booze. So we like to we'll switch to stouts. We'll switch to darker beers.
Oh, I thought you meant ghosts. Booze.
Booze.
No, booze with a Z,
Man.
Clarify.
not with an S.
Booze.
BOOZE.
I thought you meant ghosts.
We'll have craft beers.
What is spooky?
That's the only thing I can think of that like guys do for fall. We don't really buy as many things.
No. No, because guys don't do anything, usually don't do many things cosmetic with where they live.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Nothing really changes throughout the seasons. It's the same poster
Yeah.
they bought junior high, and it just goes with them everywhere they live.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only time that it's going to be decorated is if they start dating a girl and she's like, we should decorate this.
Right.
Or if their mom comes over and they bring over a decoration.
And they just have to light the candle every time mom visits.
Yes, exactly.
I feel like a girlfriend giving you a candle is just her way of saying your place smells. I feel like that's all that is, of just like, here you go, and then
Yeah.
lights it.
Yeah.
And like before.
Here you go. We're just going to light it now.
We're just gonna light it right now. I'm just gonna get. Okay.
Depends on the season though. If it's fall, it's like, well, I gotta feel the fall times in here.
Right.
I'm getting it everywhere else, but I'm coming over here and it's not.
It's a cold place.
Yeah, we got to keep it going. Because
There's also-
candles are definitely big with women for sure.
You
And
know
some
what?
guys are really into candles though too.
I like a good candle.
Good,
I like a good candle.
manly.
Here's the thing.
Manly.
Here's the thing. I
blood.
couldn't see myself going out to buy a candle, but I like that she buys candles. So it's that situation. It's like I couldn't see myself like, oh, I better go to Bath and Body Works and get
Buy
some
a candle.
candles. But when she gets them, I get excited.
They should make like candles and stuff like that for men. They did it.
They did it for a second on like a Father's Day. They had like
Yeah.
the best, and they actually had the best scent. There was one called Movie Time or Movie Theater Time or whatever, and it smelled like the popcorn, like the movie theater
I feel like
popcorn.
that could
No,
be
it
done
wasn't good.
so
Amazing.
wrong.
Yeah, it
like
was
it
really
just
bad.
smells like.
but
butter.
it was amazing.
Did it?
I
was
thought it
butter.
It was
No.
amazing. It was just hot butter.
Hot butter. Hot butter. Babe, I bought a candle.
Yeah.
What scent is it? Lavender, sage, butter.
You know how like your parents,
My
your
cholesterol's
parents,
way
like,
up.
You know how, like when your parents would microwave popcorn and they knew not to burn it, so it smelled just right, and you'd be like in the basement on the other side of the house, like oh, what's that?
Well, I guess we're
What's
watching
that?
a
What's that?
movie.
That's the candle.
We
That's the
rented Men in
candle
Black
they had.
2. Come on down.
Yep.
But they also had leather, and that was horrible.
What?
That was horrible. That smelled like death.
This is like.
Like leather smells good, but not in a candle form. That's
Does it
too
even?
concentrated.
It just smells like new thing. Not something new that's bad.
Yeah.
I feel like leather. Is that real? A leather candle?
Yeah.
And
Yankee
even had
candle,
and
yeah.
it wasn't like a picture of like a leather car because they did
Yeah.
like new car smell. It was a picture of leather gloves.
This
Which was really uncomfortable.
that's weird. Like, is it for a murderer who's like, no, it's not my leather gloves. I have a leather glove candle.
The glove doesn't fit.
This reminds me of, because we're talking about craft beer, that's big for this time. But like, have you ever read like descriptions of like craft beer? Like you're at a brewery and it's got the beer, and you're like, well, this isn't Bud Light or Guinness, so clearly they have to give me a description because of what this beer is. It gives you no hint as to what the beer actually is going to taste like.
Yeah.
Like I actually took notes because it pissed me off yesterday. These are real descriptions of craft beer.
Here's leather, by the way. I wasn't kidding.
That looks like the cover of Jeepers Creepers. Yeah. Why? Okay, so it was, what was it? Here are some of the things I saw. It was dry hopped with lilikoi. Lilikoi isn't a word. There was a gentle hop bouquet with peppery notes. Hey, does that mean anything to either of you?
No.
Of course
No.
not. It's not English. Tastes of grapefruit pith. You had me at grapefruit, lost me at pith.
What is that?
What's a pith?
I need a pith of this.
One of them said clean saison. Clean was in quotes, implying it
Ew.
was the opposite of clean, and they said clean ironically.
Ew.
This sounds like the most pretentious,
I
pompous
be-
thing I've ever heard in my life.
I bet there's someone out there who's like, "Oh, let me explain to you what a pith is."
Yeah.
It's like, I swear to God, no, it doesn't mean anything.
I just want you to do that voice.
Forever.
I swear to God. I mean,
That was I
mixed who it is.
pictured the waiter,
Yeah.
the ones that crouch down at
Yeah.
your table.
They sit with
His
you.
name's Chad.
It's got
Hey,
a couple
what's
low
up?
notes. I'm like,
It's-
this isn't a song.
It's in major key, and it's got a lot of I don't want to say hops because that's accurate. I want to say
Piff.
you can see it. What? It bothers me too because I like craft beer.
Yeah.
I like lighter beers. Honestly, the closer taste to Bud Light, I like craft beers. Great.
Yeah, you're a Bud Light Lime
I'm
guy.
a Bud Light
We-
Lime
we
guy. I know, I don't
established
even like
this.
that. Whatever. And I don't like, because now you get more friends who like only craft beer. Because if you like craft beer now, it's all you like. You're not
Yeah.
allowed, once you join the group, you're not allowed to drink Bud or Miller Lite.
Blood in,
Yeah.
blood out.
Right, you're in. The only way out is in a box.
From
And
alcohol poisoning.
and it's like ruining things, like because sometimes you're visiting your friends, you want to bring over a 6-pack for you. I know you like this beer. Thanks for having us over, 6-pack.
Yep.
Or you and your bud are at the bar. This round's on me. No, craft beer is unaffordable. I got you a 6-pack, $13. You don't mean that
yeah.
much to me. Just say you like Bud Light. It's $5.99
Yes.
for 30 of them.
Yeah.
If you can get a, what's it called? You can get not Blue Moon, Pabst Blue Ribbon for like 10 cents.
10 cents.
And you get like
then you
500
get
of
your
them.
money back when you return it.
Yeah.
Returnable.
It tastes like if you took those pennies that you spend on it and melted it,
Ew.
that's what it would taste like.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's
accurate,
perfect.
yeah.
It's also like you'd like go to your buddy's house. I'd grab you a 6-pack of your favorite beer, but you can only get it in the Swiss Alps, and you got to knock on the
Yeah.
door of the monk who lives there and say, "I need the Sith Lord." What does I say? Pith? I need the pith.
I need the pith,
I need
Lord.
the pith Lord. And then 3 months later, you get.
You get it and it's brewed and you can only drink it for the first 10 minutes you get it and then that's it. Then it
it's gone.
disappears.
And then it becomes what is that thing? I can't even think of it now. Yep, go on.
I pictured the abominable snowman making the brewery like
His
and it's-
pictures on it.
Yeah, like at the snow cones, he's like making them like.
I
What's
feel
that
like
Monsters
He's just
Inc?
mixing it.
Yeah.
it's so funny because I feel like the only like quote unquote like regular light beer I can have now is like Bell's Two Hearted.
Right, that's
like-
it's a right at this point in the
Yeah.
game.
That's considered
That's a
regular.
nice light
that's
beer.
considered standard light beer or like something of like a lager. But if it's like a Bud Light, I'm just like I can't. It's against everything I believe in.
Right.
What do you believe in? I don't know.
I don't know what I believe in. I just know
I believe
I'm
in
not
high
allowed.
prices and I believe in a lot of fun art that's on the
It
thing.
all looks like a what is it? Where it's like the point where they just point in like dots.
yeah.
Is it
like almost
Step-
like
stippling?
no
who is it?
Wait, you,
Van Gogh?
You know better than me.
A
Come on.
Monet.
A Monet. It looks like a
Yeah.
Monet on every.
Do you remember in Clueless when she's like, "Oh, she's a total Monet"? Do you remember that?
I
quote?
love that movie. Why can't I figure it out? I need context.
I forget who she's talking about. It's Cher and
Cher.
or friend or whatever. She's total Monet. From far away, she's great, but up close, it's all wrong.
That's so funny. Now that's comedy.
That's good.
That's good writing and educational.
See,
Yep.
Full circle.
far away, she's okay.
Yeah. I feel like well the problem with me now is I always feel like I have all these stomach problems, and so if I have craft beer, it's like equivalent to like eating a whole loaf of bread. So I'll have like one, and I'm
Yeah.
just like I'm done for 10 years.
It's like a milkshake.
It's it's so intense. And I'm like, I'm just so weak.
It's getting rid of the idea of getting drunk because you'll get full before you get drunk.
It's true.
Yeah.
How many times have I said, I get a stomach ache and feel like crap before I get drunk. So then I just try to sober up because my stomach hurts so bad.
Yeah.
And then I just don't have a good time. But I love the taste though. I love like, oh, this one tastes like grass. Oh, this one tastes like chocolate and grass.
Grass. What are you drinking?
Pith. One of my
I need the pith in my life.
one of
It's
my
a
good
low
friends
notes.
who's really into craft beer. He's telling me about this brewery he recommends, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to go. He goes, yeah, they have this thing where you drink the whole board, which means you drink all of the beers on there. It's like a challenge, eat this 50-ounce steak. It's like one of those things.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
And-
Alcohol poisoning
right.
challenge.
Yeah.
And he goes, it's really hard. I made it through once. My buddy made it through once. It's almost impossible. Wouldn't be impossible if it was Bud Light. That would just be like a normal day. Like if it was be like, "Ooh, how many craft beers do you have to drink? 12? How'd you do it?"
Yeah.
And then if you tell someone you drank 12 Bud Lights, to be like, yeah, Tuesdays are crazy. I don't know. How'd you do it? I drank 12 glasses of water yesterday. It was crazy. I was so hydrated.
One thing that I liked, which I don't know if this is a typical guy thing, but we ended up going to a cider mill.
Yeah.
Went to Blake's, and they have their own hard cider, and they have different types of hard cider. So they're
Yeah,
trying to
that's
make like a
great.
craft hard cider thing. So we got that, and I don't know if that's male or female or whatever, but I was like, I could see this being a fall thing.
Yeah,
that I'd
I
like to
think
get
that's
in
I think
on.
that's universal, except it gives me a headache.
Yes.
At this
it?
point now, if I sip it, my learned response is send the receptors to give him a headache.
Yeah, because it's a lot of sugar.
Yeah,
So yeah, you can only do it. That's why it said you only do it once in a while.
but I think that's
Put
seasonal,
yourself through some
neutral,
nice pain.
down the board, hard ciders. Fun for the whole family. You guys can bond over. Hey,
Yep.
we both like this one flavor. If you're looking for a night out with you and your best gal or guy, go to Blake's Cider. and
We
get
did buy a
cider.
rosé wine.
Yeah, we did. We
Okay.
saw they made
Like a
wines,
basic
and you like
girl
rosé.
should.
Yeah, you like rosé wine. So we were like, okay.
Did they have like also like red and white wine and like not?
Yeah.
Rosé.
Yeah.
Yes.
They had a bunch of other
Okay.
stuff.
Yes, but we knew she liked the rosé,
I was
and
like,
they were like
yeah.
$15 each. So we're like, let's get that.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Homemade.
Yeah.
You meet the person who made it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's Jim. Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah. I'm not picky with wines though. I usually like red wines, but like,
Yeah.
well, what kind? And, blah, 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 and they do the swirl. I don't know any of that stuff.
That's probably the same thing as craft beers. Like it's an oaky finish.
Yeah.
As opposed to a start. What?
Yeah. It's like, what do you just drink it and you go, oh, this is good. One thing I like about craft beers though is similar to wines, they'll like pair them with foods.
Yeah.
That was the thing that got me really interested at first because I was never a big drinker. I was probably one of the few people that was like, oh, 21, I should wait. And I waited.
Right.
But I like the idea you could pair it with foods. However, as we talked about before, they're so thick and they have so many calories in it. You're just like, this is a meal in and of itself. I can't have this and a burger.
No.
It's not going to work.
That's the appetizer is the
I'm gonna
beer.
throw it up.
I
It's
don't
like
need
a-
fries. I got the craft beer.
Yeah.
I'm good.
So haunted houses.
I hate them so much.
I know you do.
I've
but
hated them since I was a
I
child.
haven't been to one in
I
forever.
hated them when I was a teenager, and guess what? I hate them now. I don't like it at all.
It's almost like before you go into it is better than when you go in. You
It's
know, you're
the
waiting with
build
all
up to
your
it.
friends. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, this is gonna be great.
I
There's
don't.
everybody around who's really excited.
I don't.
And you get in and you're like, oh, okay. You know, it's not the best.
Yeah.
You're always expecting it's really going to be scary. And you're just like, oh, yeah, I paid $10.
Now, is it because I honestly haven't? I think I've been to one, maybe two in my life. I don't remember it at all, and it's been decade and a half. Is it because it's not scary?
It's because I don't want to be scared.
Okay,
So it's either I get scared and I don't like it,
right,
or I don't get scared and I go, well, that was stupid.
right.
That's where I'm
Never
at.
happy.
I hate every part of it. I remember when I was in like 6th, 7th grade, that was the big thing was you go to all the haunted houses and
Yeah.
you watch all the scary movies. Hated it all. And then when I got older and I started to get really into filmmaking, then I wasn't so like scared, quote unquote, of watching these horror movies because I was starting to see the craft of it.
Yeah,
And I was like, oh, well, that's really creative. Well, then now I'm so critical of the scary movies that if the plot sucks, I'm just out of it. So now I'm just mad. I'm like, oh, well, this movie sucks. I don't even want to watch it. I'm wasting my time. Quit trying to scare me.
Right.
It's not working because this plot point doesn't make any sense, and I'm focused on the plot point.
yeah.
So haunted houses are just that, but in real life, where I'm sitting there being like, well, that was stupid, or I get scared. I'm like, I don't like this feeling.
If you get what you want, you're not happy.
Exactly.
Now, Lauren, someone who likes the scary and the horror.
I love
Yes.
So the haunted house for you now,
it. Yeah.
is it lame? Is it good?
I've yet to find one that I'm like, I got to do this again next year.
Yeah.
But I'm always going to them because it's like, well, you got to go. It's like,
So it's the Grand Canyon.
it's a rite of passage
You
for
gotta
fall
do it.
times, but
Okay.
they're never like a few years ago we went to Blake's. I don't know if you
Yep.
were with us, Vince.
I was there
but,
for that.
We did like a haunted hayride and in the haunted house. So like the haunted hayride, you're like, oh, that's a cool idea. Like you're moving, you're like sitting on a whatever that thing's called, and you're going
Hay.
through.
You're sitting on hay.
But
Sitting on the hayride.
Blake's, it's for kids. It's not like 18 and up, or like there's no age limit, so they can't make it. Yes. Raises his hand.
I can't even imagine what a hayride for adults would be. It's
Yeah.
just like a crappy Uber.
Yeah.
It's just like taking you around to a place you don't want to
Yeah.
be.
Now,
Yeah.
see, I don't actually mind the haunted hayrides because mid hayride, they give you cider and donuts.
Yeah, they make a stop.
we
Yeah.
all go.
So it's part of the ticket, and I like that. And then I'm
Food's
sitting there for a
The
ride.
idea is there. The idea is really great. So you start out, and
You're
there's,
on the
there's,
hayride,
there's
yeah.
a guy on there. You have like your tour guide, your spooky whatever, and there's like
bring a
different
blanket.
ones. There's ones that are like there's a zombie one, there's a scientist one, there's
Yeah.
a whatever. So there's different. So you get your little spooky tour guide, and he's like, hey.
The
How's
tour
everyone
guide
doing?
he always dies halfway, and they get like Cindy comes on. Hey guys,
But the
Johnny
part-
died.
Are
but
you kidding?
I'm back.
Do they? I don't remember. Anyways,
So
so you
remember
go
that?
through.
He's like, what's that? I'll go look over there, and he like goes off and he dies. And like and then like
There's a plot.
and then like another person comes in, and they're
Oh,
like,
yeah,
I'm
you're right.
Cindy. I'm here to help you guys. We're gonna keep going. And I'm like, you were out here in the woods. You didn't get killed.
Come on now,
but,
Cindy.
But Rick did.
She's got the yeah.
Come on, Cindy.
But the part at Blake's that always drove me crazy was like they can't, because it's for kids. There's no age limit. There's nothing.
Right.
They can't let the things just come and scare you. They have to warn people. So you'll be driving up to an area where you can clearly see there's like some kind of a structure set up to where it's going to stop and do a little story thing. And it'll be like, oh, flashlight. Look what's over there, everyone. You
Rustling
can literally
bushes.
see a person like, you're like, okay.
It's just Greg who say, guys.
You know,
Yeah,
so.
I'm in a Wolfman.
You
costume.
see him put the mask on. Like, oh,
But
It's
then,
not
so
cute.
those moments happen, but then there's stuff where they won't call it out. And I think that happened a few years ago where it was like people riding on horses and stuff. That was like great. I'm like, just keep doing this kind of stuff.
yeah,
Like,
keep
don't
doing good things.
don't call it out, you know? And
Yeah.
like the haunted house was just at Blake's was just like poor quality, I would say. It wasn't at all.
I would do that
I don't
again.
know.
I would be okay with the hayride though, because you sit and you have a hayride, and you're just like, oh, look at that, look at that. I don't like going in the house and it feels tight, and then people try to scare you. I don't like that.
I always feel like this is from my loose memory of the haunted house I did, of like they always just got just too close to my personal space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
Personal
know
space.
personal space. I know what a haunted house is. I go in, I know I can't get hurt. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's
Yeah.
impossible. And yet, even though there's one, like, even if it's just like their shirt, like rubbed on me, I'm like, listen,
I'm out.
I don't want to involve the authorities, but you know what you did.
Yeah.
I think there's cameras.
Werewolf number
You can
5.
just- Is there a safety exit? Someone touched me. Is there a safety
Yes.
exit?
I don't
You
feel
guys did that
safe.
thing in the front.
We just spent the other night watching a movie called Hush. Was it called Hush?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just about a deaf girl in the woods, and the guy wants to kill her, and they never tell you why. He just wants to murder this deaf girl. You don't find any backstory, nothing. He just wears a creepy mask and he takes it off. Not even a quarter in the movie.
But
and
he's very transparent about himself.
Yeah,
Like, you
he's-
know how most murderers like lurk in the shadows like,
Yeah.
I'm over here, but
Right.
still gonna kill
Well, they don't have to because she's deaf.
I feel like it just started with
Exactly, it was
hey,
weird.
What if a deaf person was out in the middle of the woods and someone was trying to kill them? What would happen? Mm-hmm. And that's it. And that was the whole
Was
the
this an
whole
indie
thing.
film?
Yeah, and then
It's on
there's a
Netflix.
scene where he's
Oh.
just brutally stabbing her friend, like very passionately. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, why do we want to watch this? Like, this is not
because you want to see if she's
Entertaining
gonna
me.
survive. What's she gonna do? And You have to watch and find out.
That reminds me of I
Oh,
usually
that was a lot of pause.
because I'm more so leaning on Lauren's side of it. Of I know what you're saying of like why do we want to watch this? What's wrong with us?
Yeah.
But obviously I'm leaning towards the horror side. I really like horror films. But even though yes, last night I watched the movie. It's on Netflix. I think it's new on Netflix. It's called The Collector.
The Collector.
Obviously, it's a scary movie.
Okay.
That sounds familiar.
It's very. We just turned it on. It wasn't like, oh, can't wait to see it. So there's no warm up.
Yeah.
It was the most gory
Wow.
horror film I've seen in a while. I don't seek them out. I usually watch things like The Conjuring that are more that are about demons.
yeah.
It was so like there was a part where they were at a bunch of young teens were at a rave, and then he just okay, and now. And then there's just these big spikes that come down on the ceiling and just start rotating. And it shows everything, just slaughters everyone in a packed rave. And then people are trying to escape. And then there's more traps throughout the thing. So everyone gets murdered and it shows everything. And I had that thought. I go, what does that say about me that I haven't turned it off yet?
Yeah.
Like, this is whoever. My mom always said this, which always made me upset when I was younger. Be like, oh, what's wrong with that director that they made this film? Something's wrong with them, you know?
Yeah.
I had that thought. I go, what happened
Yeah.
to you, Greg, director? I don't know who it is. What happened to you? With the spikes? I need them all.
It comes a point where it's not so much scary, because the scary part is when they jump out into the first attack. It's when it just keeps going on of like, now he's cutting and now he's dissecting them, and you're saying, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, what? Why are we watching? This shouldn't be enjoyable. I just don't think we should be enjoying it. This. But you totally, Lauren, you're all about scary movies, haunted houses,
Yep.
and I just want nothing for it. And
Yeah.
a lot of times you think, oh, it's the guy that likes the scary stuff. The girl doesn't. She's too scared. No, this is reversed. I'm the one I'm too scared. That's me.
Yeah.
And she's sitting there like, oh yeah, let's watch Blood Murder, Drink Blood of the Goats 7. And I'm sitting there
Wow.
like,
No commas.
no commas.
All hyphens.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, can't we just watch, like, I don't know, anything?
Everybody loves Raymond.
Everybody loves
Oh,
Raymond.
It's so good.
Not the Halloween one. That one's too scary.
Oh my god. But back to haunted houses. I just want a good quality haunted house.
What would you consider
If anyone
a good
has a
quality
recommendation-
haunted house?
What would I say?
Like, are they allowed to touch you?
No, I almost
Because that's what Richie was saying. He doesn't want he knows that he won't die.
No, but it's like, have you guys ever done an escape room?
Yeah.
Yes.
So like, I almost want that kind of mental, like stimulate, whatever it's called, but
Yeah.
that sort of
It's more
situation
okay. So it's more of an
versus
active.
a chainsaw with the chain taken off, just
Yeah.
like that sound. It's like I want to actually have that
Yeah.
like quality. Like put a little thought into it.
So
Don't
it's
just
more thought provoking because obviously they can't touch you.
Right.
That'll never be a part of it.
Yeah.
That's a crime. So
like
the
an escape room, like almost like if it was a house with multiple escape rooms.
Yeah.
That you go through, and once you complete one, it opens the door to the next.
Yeah.
Something like that, where it's this, sequential experience. I just
Yeah.
think that would be so interesting.
Now for escape rooms, I just did one for the first time.
So great.
I talked a lot of trash about them moving up to it because I had the same thing of like camping. Even though I like camping,
Yeah.
but I make the joke, why would I pay to be homeless?
Yes.
You know what I mean? But for, like I said, I like camping. So I was like, well, okay. So it was someone's birthday. We did an escape room. And it could be that I went in biased, but I was just,
Well, which one did you go to?
it was, I don't know. It was one and there was like an elevator. You're trapped in an elevator. And if you get out of the elevator, then go to another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one
And-
in Washington?
Yeah. Here are my thoughts.
I want to do that.
Here's my theories as to why. It was because I know I'm not in danger. So maybe I'm too like I kept like here's a door and the door works just fine. Hello, there's the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shut it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we're still doing. Okay, this is still okay. Cool. And then also I was with who knows how many other people, 6, 7 people. I'm sure they'll figure it out.
Okay.
It was a lot of.
So you're like the guy in like the group project, like, oh no, they got it.
You need me to present later, right? Got it. Like, I don't know. I feel like I've always kind of been that. Like, everyone's taking this super seriously, which is hilarious to me. Which
Yeah.
means I can let my guard down.
Yeah.
So maybe if it was just me and maybe one other person, I'd probably like an escape room more. Or if I really thought I had to escape. But I was just too. Maybe it was my mindset going on. I just didn't take it seriously at all.
See,
So that could be my problem.
Yeah, I thought an escape room. I thought that was gonna be the worst thing ever. I was like, so what you're telling me is for fun, we're gonna be trapped, and I have to solve puzzles.
And I have to solve.
That sounds terrible. But I did it. We did it twice now.
We've done two at
two.
the Washington one.
Okay.
And it's like when
It
you
was
start
the
solving
the
those
kidnapped
puzzles.
one where you're like,
Yeah, they had one that was almost like a Saw theme.
yeah, you're
a
kind of
little
like
bit.
chained to a wall. It was cool. And
It was
then
cool.
The
And
saloon one.
Every time you figured something out, you get a little like endorphin rush.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh, this is good. And then when stuff started to all link, like, so if now that I solve this, now I can solve this and this and this.
Right.
And that was like a great
I
feeling.
see that.
But yeah,
like algebra.
I needed to know though that I had access to like a bathroom. Though.
Right.
I'm like, listen, I'm not gonna go somewhere. Otherwise, we're gonna have to pick a pee corner. And
Right.
It's gonna be bad.
This is mine.
Like we have tiny bladders. It ain't gonna work. But then
Yeah.
you got a bathroom. Like, okay, so now I can kind of focus on these little puzzles,
Yeah.
doing communication, team building.
There's always a leader though. There's always someone in the group.
Yes.
that's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm taking control.
Yes.
Y'all bring all your clues to me,
Bring your clues to me. I will
and
do
I'll
that.
figure it out. And we're like,
And they always
Little
nominate
subgroups.
themselves.
Yeah.
They're always just like, I got it. And like 3 people are like, she doesn't have it.
I feel like I'm really good at being like assistant to the leader.
like, hey everyone.
Hey, everybody, guys, listen
Listen.
up. Listen
Lauren,
up.
come on, Lauren.
Sandra's talking here. Like, all right, so Sandra, what do we need to do? We need to do this, this, this. So that way, if it's wrong, it's her fault.
Right.
You don't. Secretly, I'm trying to undermine Sandra so that way I can be on top.
Right. Well, Vince, you solved it, and you're like, oh, it was nothing. You're like, take that, Sandra.
Yeah. I guess I just got a knack for it.
I don't know.
Keep your enemies close.
This is the most petty
Overpowered.
person ever.
It's all power game, Game of Thrones style.
Oh my god.
But back to haunted houses though. At my work, a few coworkers and I have been coming up with this theory of we're gonna open our own haunted house.
Okay.
And it's gonna be the best.
Yeah.
And it's gonna sweep the nation.
Now, why
And it's gonna be great.
would it be better?
So I'll explain.
Here we go.
So we only do a few, I don't know what we want to call it, experiences a night. So let's say we do 3 a night.
The demand is high. Okay.
It's expensive and it's good quality,
Uh-huh.
but you're willing to pay for it because it is pretty. You're gonna be impressed.
You're gonna get your money's worth.
You're gonna get screwed.
So let's say you're interested. You're like, hey, I'm gonna sign up for this spooky adventure, whatever it's called. So you go online and you say, hey, me and 4 of my friends, we're all good to go. Cool. So you're gonna get a text with either a location to go to, or you're gonna say, hey, we're gonna meet in this parking lot and a bus is gonna pick you up. So you have no idea where you're going.
Nice.
Cool, right? You're like, ooh, all right, spookiness, spooky bus,
Spooky.
Spooky bus.
spooky whatever.
Miss Frizzle's driving.
So you get taken to a house, and it's it's in the middle of nowhere, like a long dirt road. It's like some cats, weird things.
A lot of investment in property. Got it.
Yeah, it's gonna be pricey. So you get in, and it's no one really explains it. You just have the whole house
Yeah.
to walk around.
Okay, I like this.
It's an escape room, but it's a whole house. You kind of just you're just trying to figure out kind of what you need to do, and it would guide you through it without you being like step 1,
Right.
blah blah blah. So you go through this whole house, and then eventually it would take you outside, which is a hayride, haunted hayride. There's a dude who's like ready to go. So you get on this hayride and you go all the way out. By this point, it's getting kind of dark. It's not fully dark, but it's dark. So you go on this hayride, and this
does
hayride
start
is
at
long.
like 4:00. Like when is this?
Probably like 5.
After you gotta eat dinner first. I'm not
5.
going on an empty stomach.
Yeah. We're going to say 5.
Okay.
So you get on this hayride, it's taking you out, and this is far. You're like 2 or 3 miles out. So you're going, blah, 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 blah. All of a sudden, your driver gets shot. Boom. Not really, but
And then Sandra.
we
comes
make it
in.
look pretty good. Sandra comes in.
Hey!
But then you got to get all the way back. So from now you're way out in the middle of nowhere, no lights. You got to get all the way back to the house, and you get cider and donuts that we'll probably buy from like Yates or something. We're
I'll
not gonna
say
make
2
our own.
things. One, that sounds super scary. That sounds like a good one.
great.
I think that would be great. Here's the second thing I'll say.
Okay.
If I had a group of friends, I don't care how much I love the group of friends who said, hey, Richie, tonight we're going to do this, and they describe it just how you said, I would say, I'm all set. Let me know when you want to go to Chili's. Yeah. I'm ready for Chili's.
I'll meet you at the cider and
We
donuts.
could have
maybe.
chose to do. Here's why. The beginning of the movie, I told you about the collector.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And here's how it starts: is a girl is in her room, And she's just studying, or she's about to start studying. Hasn't studied yet.
She's been procrastinating.
She's got a test tomorrow. Hasn't studied yet. Her friends call her, hey, come out tonight. She goes, I think I'm just going to study tonight. And they go, come on, look out your front window. And they're already there. She goes, I'll be out in 5. She goes out there and then has to avoid murder for 2 hours. The whole time in the movie, I was too distracted by my own inner monologue saying, she could have studied.
She could have got at least a B- on that test.
Not covered in blood and gotten an A. Or just covered in blood.
Yep.
So here's what I'm saying to you.
So you would not invest in this business offer if I'm on Shark Tank right now?
No. If I want to make money, I would do it. If I want to do it and it's Richie and Richie, do you want to participate? You want to be a participant? No. 2 for $20 deal at Chili's.
2 for $20 deal.
That's what
I'm talking
we're
about.
doing here. We're gonna hit that up. So now I just for some reason I keep thinking like when the driver gets shot, he gets shot and he's like laying in the cornfield. Everyone just like sitting there like, oh, I guess what happens? And then you hear the guy just like mumble like, oh no, now you gotta leave. Like now you gotta go back for cider and donuts.
Well, no, the thing.
Okay.
It would be completely like, because
what happens to this body after he gets shot? Does he gotta commit for 4 hours before everyone's like?
Well, no,
continuity.
everyone's not just gonna sit there and stare at him for the rest of the time.
They might if they don't know what to do.
What if Sandy's
It's a
sick that
controlled
day?
environment, so you're gonna be. He'll get shot or whatever happens to him, and there's gonna be like spooky people in the cornfield that kind of like herd you.
Yeah.
To where we want them to go, and the whole thing will be on camera, and that's the part at the end you can buy your experience.
Buy experience, $200.
It's worth it. It's great. Every year we'll just keep DVDs.
I'll be honest, that sounds like a good idea if I'm being genuine. It sounds like a spooky.
That'd be cool.
If I'm not being genuine.
And all the people in the house are gonna be like not jumping out, like he comes out of a closet. They're gonna be just like walking around.
Ooh, it'd be cool if at
Weird.
one point, you know how in the movies, I think, especially with the Conjuring thing and
Yes.
Insidious and things like that, those types of movies, is there should be one of the rooms where there's nothing. Maybe there is a lot of jumping out, or normal scary stuff. One of the rooms they go in, they're like, we're in the next room, and obviously everyone's on high alert for something to jump out. Nothing jumps out, but the entire time there's just a guy just in the corner, a real person, and no one realizes it until like maybe they do, maybe they don't.
Right. And no one wants to get close.
Myself. You ever do
great.
that?
Yeah, I just wonder, like, what if they made a haunted house where you just went in, you open it up, and you go in this building, and it's just pure pitch black. You can't see nothing, and there's just nothing in there, and you just keep waiting, and you're just like, when is something gonna happen?
The anticipation is worse than the.
And it just doesn't.
The scariest part is the money
any noise that is made by you, but you think it's someone else, and you're just like.
The scariest part is worse than donuts.
Like, hello, like, what is it? When does it happen? And then just like 3 hours later, they're just like, all right, come out. And they're like, what? That was it? They're like, yeah. I'm like, how long was I in there? 6 days. What?
I missed work.
It's
Scary,
the future.
right? It's
the future.
What? You've been fired.
It's 6 years have gone by. What?
Your child is now 80 years old.
This doesn't add up. Neither does that movie.
Yeah. We don't understand. Gravity changes time. We don't understand.
I don't know.
How do you change things with gravity?
Also, Matthew McConaughey cried on command. What?
So there's a thing called zombie paintball. Have you guys heard of this zombie paintball?
That sounds fun because I get to shoot things.
You get to
Nice.
shoot things,
But they're
or
like
throw tomahawks.
no,
Maybe not throw tomahawks, but
they're like
we can
wrapped
combine
up.
it. We can combine it with the Detroit axe thing. You could throw axes
At humans.
at humans.
But they're wearing like big padding.
Are they though?
Well, they-
Yeah.
it's a conspiracy.
mine-
I've heard
Am I?
people say
No.
that when they did it, they're just wearing like big. It's like a puffy,
I think it'd still be fun. Do they have to be in pain, Lauren? Is that what you?
No, I'm not
you
saying you have to be in
psychopath?
pain, but
Right, see?
it's not going to look like a zombie. It's just going to look like a dude that's like, it's
What if
not
it's like
winter
Like
yet.
a fat zombie.
Here's what we did once. For my
He's
family.
self-conscious.
We took my sister, my little sister. We got her all padded up, eye protection, everything. She was out there looking like the Michelin Man. We shot her with paintballs. It was great. Everyone had a fun time. We're all laughing. It was great. So
That
I don't
sounds
care. I don't
amazing.
care how stuffed they are. As long as it's a body and it's running and you get to shoot it and you don't feel bad after because you
Right.
could tell yourself, oh, this is padded.
Right.
It's great.
That sounds great.
And the trick is you got to shoot, got to get a good headshot so the paint kind of splashes like behind the goggles. That's the key.
So it hurts.
Ugh.
They have to go to the optometrist. After?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you do. I don't know.
What other Halloween stuff are we missing? What's
Carving pumpkins, haunted houses, general spooky times, Halloween movies. We've talked about
Cider
Halloween
mills,
movies.
craft
cider mills,
beers.
craft beers.
I think we covered.
Halloween loot boxes in Overwatch.
Oh my god.
No one else can comment on that.
Nope.
See, if Jarrett was here today, he'd be able to. We can talk about it, and then we would just end up deleting it all because it'd be too boring for
Just
everyone
20
else.
minutes of unrelatable content.
But
Except there would be the Overwatch demographic would be like, finally.
yeah, so like finally we are represented.
Oh, we didn't talk
Halloween
about
loot boxes.
costumes.
I don't want to talk about that.
Hello.
What do you want to be this year, Lauren?
Don't know yet.
Me either. Okay, cool. We did it.
And done.